So we have a 11-year-old son who is in 6th grade, and he started stuttering pretty much since he started talking. And at first we kind of thought maybe he'd grow out of it, which is possible, but it persisted into early elementary. And so I myself am a speech therapist. My husband is a special educator. His background is in special ed. And so we were like, we can do this, you know, in the sense of we thought we can find resources to fix him, to make him better, to take the stuttering away. And we felt equipped to know kind of how to tackle it. We were scared, as any parents who learn about a disability that their child has, a difference that their child has. But we were hopeful that, you know, we could find a way to help him speak more fluently, and to, honestly, we equated speaking more fluently with maybe a better success in life, thinking that, you know, he'd have more opportunities provided to him if we could just remove that barrier. Us thinking that we would be able to help fix him, to remove the stuttering as a barrier for him, led to us being really vigilant about when he did stutter, kind of stopping him in the moment and reminding him to, you know, try again, say that with a more of a smooth start. Tools that we were learning from his school speech therapist, and which I learned as a graduate student in grad school, that, you know, you could teach these fluency shaping strategies that would eliminate the stuttering. And so we were just spending a lot of time kind of calling out his disfluency. And it became, especially in our home setting, just a really heavy thing. We were always sort of paying attention to whatever he said, and wouldn't sometimes even let him finish what he was trying to say, because we'd catch the stuttering and we'd say, you know, well, before you say anything else, let's try that again. You know, use your strategies, use your tools, right? And he was like 1st grade, kindergarten, you know, and it just started to wear on us as parents, and it really started to wear on him. We noticed him just feeling more frustrated, feeling more discouraged, stuttering more. And it just started to feel uneasy and uncomfortable. And so we started to kind of question, is this what's best for him? We had never really interacted with an SLP who really knew about stuttering, right? Who was a specialist in the area, which is not uncommon in the world of speech pathology. There's a breadth of what you can practice and specialize in within speech pathology. And, you know, the therapist that we had at the school, she was much more focused on articulation, phonology, language disorders, and, you know, fluency wasn't her area of specialty. And so to know that someone was coming, you know, in our neighborhood, our back door, who really had a background in treating children who stutter was really exciting. And so I very quickly was able to get Elijah enrolled in speech therapy at Ohio State, working with Bridget, and her philosophy was just so different than anything we had ever encountered before. She did not focus on these fluency shaping strategies, and she began to teach us and Elijah more about communication confidence, forward moving speech, helping to desensitize the fears he had about stuttering, and really just helped us as parents let go and release some of the fears and the holds we had on this mindset of fixing and curing him. We participated, not really knowing what we were getting ourselves into, somewhat still kind of hopeful that maybe we'd learn some tips, some tricks to make his speech improve. We knew other SLPs would be there, and so we thought, you know, man, we're really gonna come away with some great strategies. And we showed up, and it was nothing like that, but in a really great way. It really was this great support network of other parents whom we'd never met another parent who stuttered or whose child stuttered, and other children who stuttered, which our son had never met another child who stuttered. And it just helped us to not feel alone, that there were other people out there that we could lean on and ask questions to. And again, there was just this messaging of, it's okay to stutter. You don't have to like it, right? But it's okay to stutter. It is a part of who you are. There is no cure to stuttering. It's a neurodivergence that is in the makeup of the child. And that was huge, because we were sure that there was a way to fix it, to cure it. And hearing that was life-altering. It was discouraging. I mean, again, anytime you learn that there is no cure to something, that it will be a lifelong condition, if you will, it sets you back a minute, but it also kind of set us free from this goal of yes, we're going to fix it. There's a way to fix this. And so that was really the start of transformation for our family. So early on, I think we had a lot of fears about him being bullied, being picked on. That's the world we live in, unfortunately. And thankfully, we have had a very different experience with him and school. He has developed a pretty strong network of friends and teachers and support staff at his school that have really only ever known him as a person who stutters. And early on, I think as a youngster, he had some kids say, why do you talk like that? Or your voice sounds different, in kind of a curious way. But we feel very fortunate that, he has, for the most part, had a very supportive network of friends and family and staff around him. So definitely fearful of the bullying. He's now in 6th grade, which he transitioned to a new building. And so that was certainly a big transition for us to just not really know what to expect. That was probably the first time he ever confessed fear of, I don't know what this is going to be like, and I'm nervous about it. But again, we've had a positive experience, and so even just that has been a lesson to us as parents, that just because we assume it's going to be one way, or we kind of think ahead and make up worst case scenarios, doesn't necessarily mean it's always going to turn out that way. It also doesn't mean that it couldn't still happen. We recognize that, but so I would say that was definitely one of our big fears. I think also fear of just not being able to make friends, and a fear of being kind of the standalone kid, the kid that sat alone at the lunch table, or nobody picked him to be on the team, or that he would feel scared to make friends, that he would be fearful of introducing himself, of joining in on the playground, of trying out for a sports team and not knowing anyone on the team. And none of those things have been true for him. He is so brave, and we are blown away by just the things that he does, that even as adults we have insecurities about, that it's I'll never do that, or I would be so scared to do that, and he'll do it. And again, that doesn't mean that he hasn't had and will continue to have fears and insecurities of his own. Like I said, going to middle school was a fearful thing for him, but he has proven himself to be just resilient and so brave in those areas. Seeing the resilience that he's shown at such a young age already definitely kind of comforts us and just reminds us as his parents that he is so capable of more than what we might ever think. that he is braver than we'll probably ever be as adults. And so, yeah, we just love seeing him flourish, and it gives us hope for him, you know, as he grows, and his personality is vibrant and fun, and he's always been an outgoing kiddo, and I think that certainly has been to his benefit. He, you know, for the most part is like, I am who I am, and we love that about him, and obviously we just want that to continue for him. The most valuable piece of advice that I think I have to share is to embrace who your kid is, to love them as they are, to, in your home setting especially, make home a safe place where they can say what they want, take as long as they need to say it, where they know that no matter how it comes out, no matter how long it takes them to say it, there's no judgment, there's no interruptions, that what they have to say has value, that it matters, that it doesn't need to be said in a different way or, you know, in a way that wasn't meant to be the original message, but that they're able to just genuinely say what they want to say.